Welcome back to Gear and Beer. Clink me.
Yeah, baby.
Today, my guest is the prime export of Heath, Texas, Mr. Gideon Boley. Gideon, welcome to this podcast.
Glad to be here.
I apologize for talking so slow just then.
Yeah, I was really slow. I don't know what the problem was.
You have brought your cat carrier with you today.
Yeah, I brought the cat carrier.
We appreciate that. You, of course, didn't bring the little kitty, which is good.
No cats were harmed in the making of that carrier.
That's good. It's going to get a little hot. Are we rolling on the GoPro?
We are.
Okay, excellent.
Well, the amp's not on right now. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Cat carrier's not on. Sorry.
We're gonna get to the cat carrier.
Okay, great.
You also brought a silver tone.
Yeah.
It's like 1,000 years old, or is it 2,000?
I think it's 3,000 actually.
Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty old. So
pretty old.
That's very cool. I don't know if you knew that.
It's pretty tight.
We're drinking a delightful Sycamore double candy at the moment.
It kind of tastes like maple syrup.
You know, and I believe this is a North Carolina brewery, if I'm not mistaken.
Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte. One of the worst airports I've been in.
I totally agree with that.
It's only because of
Shitty
how.
airport.
I mean, the worst airport that I've ever been in is DFW.
Which terminal?
Yeah.
Pick
one.
Pick one. They all suck.
No, I actually almost never fly through there.
Dude, what about LaGuardia? You been to LaGuardia recently?
I have not. I've not been to LaGuardia or LAX.
Absolute shit show. Both of the LAX isn't that bad. It's just a lot of people.
I've only been to O'Hare once.
O'Hare's not bad.
Detroit kind of sucks too.
Detroit sucks ass. The only reason LAX and O'Hare suck is because they're fucking huge. They're massive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the problem with DFW. If you want to go somewhere, you got to go outside and get on a train and trek across the universe.
That's right.
If you're in A terminal and you got to connect to D terminal or something,
good luck.
You better have a couple to 3 hours maybe to get over there.
Yup. You ain't walking that. No way.
No. You got to go outside and wait for a tram or a train. The cool thing about the Detroit, is it the Detroit airport? Yeah, the Detroit airport's got that light rail going through it.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty fast, actually.
It'd be blasting through there like a bullet train and whatnot.
Dude, I was just in Montana like a month ago or so. That airport equally as shitty. And the only reason why is because they don't have anybody working there.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Right? I think there were 2 people working. The guy that checked my bag onto my flight was the guy that scanned my ticket to get onto the flight, dude. He rolled up all stressed, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's only one guy working this bitch."
Well, yeah, he's like one of 18 people that lives in that state.
I mean, probably. And John,
he's probably also mayor.
Probably, he's probably related to
comptroller.
Yeah, probably. That poor kid.
That's the thing, right?
He was so stressed.
Yeah. Lyndon McCarty twisting and tweaking.
Yeah, baby.
No hat. No hair.
No hat. Same beer, though.
No hair, yeah.
No single fuck given. Wearing a Dragula shirt.
That's right.
Same beer,
Dragula!
Do
You're
that
welcome.
again?
I can't. You get the one. You squander it, you squander it.
I didn't squander it. I just wanted it again.
I get that a lot.
No comment.
Security.
Fair enough.
Security,
please.
No, Aaron. When I refer to security, that's Aaron.
That's Aaron.
It's the running joke on this.
The running joke is security. We need a beer.
Security.
Anyway,
she's gonna come sauntering up here in 5 minutes.
She's gonna come up here with that dog. Hopefully not, but
we'll find out.
Yeah, man. So thank you for coming all the way over here from where you live.
The other side of Nashville.
Yeah. We are in Nashville. This is a podcast live from Nashville, Tennessee, music capital of Middle Tennessee.
Home of the Telecaster, but not really.
I think that's actually California.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I control it.
There it is.
I've always wanted to do that joke. Thank you for setting that up for me.
Dude, you're welcome. Honestly, that was a pretty good one.
Underhanded it.
Yeah, totally. Meat right over the center of the plate.
Nailed it.
So, you're doing new stuff now. You were playing with Drake, and now you're not Milligan, not Canadian,
not Champagne
hip-hop
Poppy.
artist. Yeah.
You know how many times I had to tell people that?
At least
every.
2 or 3?
Every time, actually. Yeah, you're right.
You might like Drake.
Did you always say Drake Milligan? They're like, Drake?
No, I'd always be like, oh, well, me and Drake were just going out getting lunch yesterday. And they're like, wait, like Drake? And I'm just like,
yeah, because there's only one person in this whole world with the name of Drake.
Because Drake the rapper is hanging out with my dumb ass in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, Drake the rapper has probably never been to Nashville, Tennessee.
I think he's played here once.
I'm sure he has, but
one time.
It's not.
And then he hopped in a private jet.
Not conducive to my hot sports opinions.
No, definitely not. No, I was with Drake Milligan for the last year or so.
And now you're playing with Morgan Evans.
Yeah, just joined Morgan Evans' band.
You're doing just guitar for that?
Just guitar and piano right now.
Oh, piano.
On like half a song. But look, we're only playing a 40-minute set. When we start doing a 75 or 90, I have a feeling I'm going to be lugging a bunch of shit out there.
Well, that's your own fault.
It is. Unfortunately.
Play less stuff, bro.
I can't. It's too much fun to play other shit.
I hear you. I got a steel guitar over there that I'm trying to relearn, and not going great, but I'm working on it.
I mean, you were the guy who used a baritone on Capo 1 earlier. So
hey, man,
shit sounded
I
great.
told you not to mention that.
I couldn't help myself.
You just breached your contract. You will not be getting paid for this episode.
We were getting paid?
No. But you certainly will not be.
Oh, great.
You'll receive no points on this record, son.
Damn it, my royalties are going to go to hell.
Hey, man, just that mailbox money. Goodbye, sucker.
Never had it. Never had it to begin with.
So with Drake, you were playing utility?
No, I was his lead player and his band leader. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Was David Lukens doing that when you were doing it?
Yeah, David Lukens was the keys player we hired for him.
Dave's great, man.
Dave's freaking great. Yeah, he just did a gig with you guys, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Well, opened up for Carrie in Pennsylvania, Allentown Fair.
Allentown?
The great Allentown Fair.
Whose song was that?
Allentown?
Billy Joel. Billy Joel had a song called Allentown.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's on like the Golden record or something like that. It's a good song.
He has got a lot of those. Kind of an asshole, but he's got a lot of good songs.
He's got a lot of songs. It's a good song, though. Great piano riff.
You got to separate the art from the artist. You'll find a lot of reasons to not listen to good art.
Exactly.
Or watch good art, if you want to refer to movies that way.
Movies, yeah. You're right.
You can't. I guess you don't really watch paintings. I mean, you do. You're watching it.
If they're GIFs. Wait, could a GIF be a painting?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
GIF?
Oh.
Could those be paintings?
Isn't that an NFT?
No, those are different. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I have no idea.
I need stuff with like 3 knobs.
Correct. Even the Strymon stuff. 5 knobs, that's my limit.
Yeah, 5 knobs with each with a separate function.
Underneath
that I'm supposed to remember. Yeah, right.
That's a set and forget, my guy. Set and forget.
Adjust that mix knob, maybe the bottom 3 knobs and the mix knob. Tap.
No one. Okay, hot take. No one's ever used the time knob on a delay pedal.
I mean, you did.
That has tap tempo.
I'm about to say you did before there was a tap tempo.
Fair. But once they introduced tap tempo, like there was no reason to have a time knob. Why is there a time knob? Who's that lazy?
It's not even.
Is it laziness?
It's not even laziness. It's like working harder instead of smarter.
Fair.
Because you can get it there, but you're gonna have to like, you have to like turn on a click and then try to line it up or whatever. All the different head settings, I almost never use them. I don't really ever need them.
No, I just kind of leave it. The El Cap, I just leave on the one, like both of them in the middle. That's like the dual head that goes that one. Yeah. That's the best one.
I do middle and
up.
No, up and middle.
Up and middle. Okay, so
single
dotted eighth.
and quarter note.
That's quarter? I thought that's dotted eighth. If it's all the way down in middle, if it's all the way down in middle, then I can't fucking remember. I don't know.
I have one over there. But
I have to consult the manual every time I try to change something on a Strymon pedal.
Yeah, no doubt. I only have the one. The other stuff again it sounds amazing. I was just watching demos for the Night Sky.
Oh, the stereo verb.
Yeah, but it's like it's got a bunch of like filters and octaves, and
that to me is a synth.
It looks like somebody combined a couple of DL4s. It looks really big. I've not actually seen one. I don't know how big it is.
It's probably the size of
there's a bunch of stuff on there, and that's for like. That's more of that's like a tracking only or like
it's a
major post rock vibe.
Yeah.
Kind of a pedal, you know.
I'm telling you, that pedal was literally only designed for keys players.
You think so?
Yeah. It's stereo in and out. There's too much shit going on the top. You got to like mess with your hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially it's like a verb synth.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Pretty much.
Yeah, 100%. It is a cool pedal. Strymon, send us one. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll play it. We'll make its noises.
Hot take: you don't own a Flint?
No, but I built a board for my dad a couple or last year maybe, and I put one on that. It's great. I have a monument that I really like, and
the monument's great.
I never miss the verb on the matchless, and I've been playing the little guy out most of the time. So.
Oh, fair. Yeah, I don't know. Some of my friends were like, "Yeah, you kind of have a sound when it comes to reverb," and I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Well, you always use spring," and I was like, "Okay, so I just use spring reverb all the time."
That's not your sound.
That's not my
spring
sound.
Reverb.
It's a spring reverb. I don't understand what the problem is here.
Well, I don't think that they were saying that you have a problem with your reverb. Hopefully. They're saying that you use a certain sound, and you just are like, I don't use a certain sound. No, you do. It's called
I use
spring
a certain
reverb.
sound. It's called spring reverb that everyone's been using since the 50s.
I'm about to say, it's not your sound.
It's definitely not.
Definitely good usage. I don't think you can say it's yours.
No, it's not. It's definitely.
I mean, I would give it to you if it were up to me, but I don't make those decisions.
If I had a real spring unit that I could take on the road, then I would probably be like, spring reverb is my thing. Just go full douche mode on it, you know.
This thing. This whole thing.
Oh, this whole thing over here.
That's
my thing. 1000%. You guys don't even know.
You guys don't even know. Well, so maybe you should make some noise for us.
Yeah, we could do that.
Make some noise, man. Fire that thing up. You gotta pull the ripcord, or not the ripcord, but the.
It's not a parachute, man.
You get the lawnmower start to it, or
let me stand up and just like round this thing real quick, you know.
Are we gonna look through some old family photos?
I hope so. I think this thing doubles as your ride home, does it not?
It does actually.
It's got a wheel fitting outside.
Yeah, it does. It does. I ride this thing.
I
rode it here actually.
I thought you got here pretty quick.
It's pretty fast. Top speed of 100 miles an hour.
That's not that fast, man.
Oh,
I was in a couple of airplanes like not too long ago. Those were going pretty fast.
The airplanes go fast, but for a cat carrier, I'm telling you.
Now that may be one of the faster cat carriers. I certainly can't speak.
Dude, it's definitely off market. You got to like go private to get one of these.
Oh, it's private.
Private.
All right, well, I'll cut all this out.
No, it's perfect.
Okay. I'll edit all this out. It's private.
The Grand Per.
Oh, private. Yeah. Don't tell anyone about
it. Did you turn it on?
It's on.
Cool.
I need to change that switch. It doesn't throw like a matchless does. You know what I mean? Like that throws.
There it is.
It's humming. That's just kind of like a little, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's a much smaller switch.
It's probably an easy replacement, but I don't know.
It doesn't seem necessary unless you're just really into that tactile sensation.
I don't know. I do love a switch that throws like a matchless.
Get a matchless.
I would if they weren't so fucking expensive.
Well, I mean, you got enough. You got a matchless worth of other stuff. You could have decided to get a matchless.
I could
instead of like
this
a bunch of other stuff. Yeah,
I could probably sell some shit and go buy one, but
you can find them used, man.
I want a Samson Aero DC-30 pretty bad, actually.
Have you ever A-B'd them?
The new ones and the old ones? Yeah, a couple times.
They don't sound anything different to me.
The only difference is the old one's a little bit warmer.
I disagree.
Disagree. Hot take.
This is 2012. Booze was or is like
90s.
I mean, it was like 98 or 99. My buddy Wick had one that was a 98 and 99. I used to have a 98 Chieftain, and I've AB'd that Chieftain with Phil Chieftains, and
right.
They don't sound different. I mean, I'm talking like swapping glass back and forth.
Oh, literally. It's the same tubes.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a hot take. I like
It's not a hot take. That is literally the claim.
What it is. My buddy's got
the claim the company makes.
My buddy's got a 96 DC-30, which is my birth year.
Well,
which is why I'm like, oh, I want one of those.
DC is one thing because DC means it's a 212 combo.
Yeah, it's 212.
So there could be mojo to the speakers, but it's not the components.
No, it's all the same stuff, isn't it? Yeah. Interesting. You know what I have wanted to try? I wanted to try the Laurel Canyon. I'm not a big personal playing type. I don't like the EL3484 thing, the British thing. So when Mattress was like, we've got a 6v6 amp, I'm like, oh.
I haven't played that one. I haven't even. I've heard them online, and all the demos are going to sound pretty good, or they're not going to put it out there.
Most demos don't sound that good though. The ones that Mattress did sounded great.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Those, yeah. Any other demo? There's not very many people online doing good demos.
I'm about to say there's a pretty big disparity in quality level of demos out there.
Right.
And they're all in the genre of metal.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like half of the demos that you look at on YouTube is just some guy
probably not for a
playing
matchless.
shitty meta.
Or
probably not
for a matchless. It's like the church thing, They strum a G chord, and they have some reverb on, and they turn a knob, and they strum a G chord again. And I'm like, why? This doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, or the dude can't play.
That's actually
that's most common.
That's 85% of the time.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love Andy. He was at Premier Guitar for a while. Where's he at now?
I don't know.
His is interesting though because he doesn't use a pick at all. Which I'm like, I don't use a pick half the time, but I also use a pick, so I'm like maybe use a pick. Even if it's a Dunlop 73,
Gross.
Hey, that's like the most common pick, isn't it?
I hope not.
I mean, Morgan's picks are Dunlop.
That's the medium, right?
Yeah, the yellow one.
Yeah.
Those
are pretty common.
The custom ones that Morgan gets are Dunlop 88s, and I'm tired of losing picks all the time, so I've just subjected myself to using those.
Why do you lose picks?
Because I drop them, and then people want picks, and then.
Well, giving them away is not losing them. Dropping them is
something
that I don't have a problem with. If you're trying to put it back and forth between your palm and play fingerstyle, that's probably when you're dropping it.
Yeah, a lot of going back between actually mouth. I don't flip into my hands at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I use all my. I don't know. It's a steel thing.
It's weird for me too.
Even steel,
I've tried doing that.
Yeah, I can't do that shit.
I don't use finger picks for steel either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got long nails.
That's weird.
It's not that weird.
I like the tone
fake.
of nails better. I could never get used to the
metal.
I could never get used to the curve of the metal.
Yeah,
the angle of attack.
It feels weird around my hand or around my.
Yeah, it feels weird, but it's just like
I couldn't get used to it.
It's a sound.
It's a sound, yes. It's the.
I'm about to say it's not just a sound.
It's the classic steel sound.
Sure. Yeah,
but
I mean, and that's whatever. That's not what you're doing.
That's my prerogative.
That's fine.
I'll do whatever.
That's true, and
I somehow magically still get paid to do it. I don't know how, but
hey, man,
I'll take it.
Everybody else,
let's hear this bad boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I brought all my shit's on a trailer somewhere. So this is what I got with me today. I said that like it's a bad thing. It's really not. It's still cool shit. But
quit complaining and tell me about your amp.
It's a cat carrier.
Tell me about this Buffy transportation system.
Well, it goes 100 miles an hour. It's got 3 wheels. It's a trike, actually. Yeah, it's an old projector amp. Austin Hooks built this one a while back. I think it's number 64. I can't remember the tube complement. I know it's 6v6, 5y3s, the rectifier, 2 12AX7s in the front, but the V1 is like a 5876 or something. 5879.
Which one is that?
This is one over here, like this.
No,
one.
but like the it's comparable to.
It's comparable to a 12AX7, but
Okay.
it's got a different lower mid-range.
Yeah. It's a different sound, but it's essentially the same kind of. It's 12A, 12AX, 12AY, AT, AU.
Yeah. Still a 12AX.
It's like the Russian.
The Russian equivalent.
Yeah,
pretty much. But yeah, it was just converted from an old projector, and Hooks does his own circuit to it. This is actually, I had one done by my buddy Chris LaCourte a few years ago.
Yeah.
Which I used on a bunch of records, and it sounds great.
5879.
5879. There he is. But yeah, I've always wanted a Hooks for some. They have this. He's got a few more options on there, and it's just got the sound that I've always heard in my head.
What's that iron? It's got a logo on it. I'm just noticing.
That's the AH. Austin Hooks.
Oh, okay.
His initials. Isn't that kind of weird?
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's kind of a weird logo, but it's sick.
I had to like magic eye it, but now I can see the
He had to
design.
like squint and like close one eye.
I had to like see the depth of it, the field there, in order to see the magic eye.
Yeah. So this thing's cool. It's got there's on the left, the tone is actually, it's called the Baxendall. Like, that's the name of the guy who invented it. But basically at noon, it's bass and treble even. And if you go to the left, treble stays the same, bass gets higher, and then vice versa. If you start at noon and go to the right,
It's a boost cut scenario.
Essentially,
either
yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And then a volume knob, of course. On the right, there's a I don't even know what type of switch to call it.
Oh no, it's a
An EQ switch.
boost scenario.
A boost? What do you mean?
Yeah, you're saying one way the treble gets higher and the bass stays the same. The other way the bass gets higher and the treble stays the same.
Yeah.
So that would make it boost.
Yeah. To that.
So you're just boosting whichever way you lean.
Yep. Pretty much.
That's cool
And it depends on
and
what
useful.
Yeah, I mean it's got an 8-inch speaker on the back, which is sick. I've started tracking a bunch of pedal steel through this.
Really?
Yeah, because I'll keep it pretty clean and then kind of crank the bass a little bit. Because the treble stays the same. The attack is still there, but I get the warmth. It's pretty sick. It sounds
I
great.
bet. I mean, I've heard stuff that you've posted.
It'll get gritty too, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Well, it definitely get gritty.
Oh,
the
it
little
gets
jam
gritty.
we did was
It gets grittier than that too. The
pretty
volume's only
honky.
on like 1.5 or 2.
Show us,
All right, here we go.
will you? That is a pretty extreme range.
It's pretty wild. And that's like I said, there's this other switch over here on the right there where it's like right now I have it in bass boost mode.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just kind of cycle through those three real quick. Here's like the normal setting.
I bet that sits in a mix delightfully.
It really does.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Sounds really natural and even. The bass boost thing is cool, but it seems like it could get potentially lost in a stage mix anyway.
Yeah, on a stage mix. It's hard to take this on the stage though. Take it on the road. I'll take it around town occasionally, but
Well,
You know what
I mean,
it kind of sounds like is
get it in your ears and your monitors, and you can do it anything you want.
yeah, fair enough.
it kind of sounds like those recordings you hear where somebody went like direct into like a Neve or something. It has like
Or like the
that-
Abbey Road thing, overdriving the
almost like a direct
TS
in, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that thing.
I think it's what it's called.
The TS 1 2 3 4 5.
Something stupid like that.
Need our fact checker on that.
Yeah,
I gotta know.
Yeah, just
I'm
open.
not looking that bullshit up.
All you gotta
Please type it in.
do, all you gotta
Please
do
look
is
it up.
open the plugins and look at them.
Just look at it.
It's in there.
It's in Robert's bullshit file.
No, it's in the plugins.
It's in the plugins.
I
man.
can't open them right now.
I mean, you can.
Not while we're tracking.
You can
wish.
open the window. You can't turn them on. Can you not? Tell me what it's called, because it's not the.
What folder?
All the way to the bottom, and then into the waves. It's a cool ass plug.
I mean, what folder of your computer?
Oh, I just always open it in the interface of Logic.
Okay.
I don't know where it is the other way.
Gotcha.
Show me that other setting while he's looking for that, Gideon.
Yeah, so the down position is kind of weird. It takes it from like, what's it called? Wow, he went there.
TG 1 2 3 4 5.
TG 1 2 3 4 5. I like that. I do like that.
You were not lying. I thought you were full of shit.
Well, he lied a little bit. He said TS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't right.
He's got tube screamers on the brain.
Hey, man, yeah, that's the problem.
That's the real problem.
Deer and beer.
I'm not too sure about this beer, London.
You don't like it? I love it.
It's got a strong allspice thing going on.
What?
Dude, that's fall as fuck. What are you talking about?
It's like a nutmeg. It's like a nutmeg thing.
Oh. Nah, I'm going to pass on that. If it was allspice, it'd be fine.
Taste it. Tell
I'm
me
a
what
big
you think.
fan.
This is really cold. You know what they taste like? Bubblegum.
What? You guys are crazy.
It tastes like bazooka bubblegum. He goes, oh shit, you're right.
It does not taste like that to me.
He's going in for a second sip. Did I just ruin that for you?
No.
Well, you got a whole
okay.
mug of it, so get used to it, motherfucker. How are we doing over here?
Am I crazy? It tastes like bazooka bubblegum.
It's definitely got bubblegum vibe.
Yeah.
Nutmeg and bubblegum. Yum.
Yum.
Oh
my gosh.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're going.
So
Robert had to take a piss.
that's not even true.
He never left the room.
Tell me about the bottom switch position.
Yeah, bottom switch. It kind of takes it from the from like a hi-fi to a more higher phi-e. That was a really
Higher.
bad description. I'll just show you.
Takes it from hi-fi to higher fi.
Higher phi.
Ah.
You see what I mean?
It's got a pretty strong noise floor, even at that gain level. Is that my end or is that your end?
That's me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's that.
That's what it does.
Yeah,
I feel like we would be remiss to not have you play through this little amp behind you.
The little guy. Yeah, we should do that.
Oh, yeah. I was going to
Like,
say...
here's the difference between
yeah.
this and like the bass boost.
Wow.
Totally different ballgame.
Which, did you
That's
have
that
it on the
throaty
bass boost
thing.
already?
No, that's
From
where
the
he
get-go.
started.
That's where we started.
Right. That's what So I was going to say, like, the... what did Boo bring in? A Jazzmaster?
Uh-huh.
Kind of like that. It's almost like you can hear, when you have it on the other setting, you can hear, like, the full spectrum of fidelity
Yeah.
of a guitar, right? Like, it's capturing all of it, which is kind of cool. I mean, you can
it is.
dial out whatever you want.
Well, what's cool too, on the back there's a width knob.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Essentially treat it like adding bass back in.
So this is just a bunch of ways to add bass back in on this amp.
Pretty much. It's pretty badass.
I'm into it.
I'm pretty into it too, because it could get pretty gnarly.
I like adding bass to stuff. Sometimes adding bass in the wrong ways is not great, but
That's the thing about this is like, even if I
Usable.
EQ, like I always high pass my guitars to like 150, and even then, or even higher sometimes. It just depends on what I'm going for. But even with this, like I don't have to high pass it all that often. And
it's already sitting where you want it.
It already sits really well in the mix.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who built this thing? Calvin and Hobbes?
Calvin and Hobbes did it. Filmo Sound was the company who originally did it. It's a 59.
Aaron Hooks, is that who it is?
Austin Hooks.
Austin Hooks.
Yeah.
Calvin and Hobbes. I was close.
Calvin and Hobbes, Austin Hooks.
Hobbs and Shaw. That's
Hobbs and Shaw's a thing.
Interestingly enough, that 5879 tube that you were talking about, this being a projector amp, was used originally in projectors.
Yep. I mean, it's the same tube complement. That's what it calls for.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was by design. I thought it was just kind of like
it's by design. It's all the tube complement in here. This is the exact enclosure that was used in the projector amp in the 50s.
Wow.
Yeah, he just
changed the iron out.
No, same iron.
Just put his decal on it.
Put his decal on it, and then did his own circuit on the inside. It's gooped, so I don't know what it is.
Epoxied.
Yep.
We talked about that was talked about in the podcast I released today, the Carl Lindquist
Remember
podcast.
when you sent me that heinous matchless epoxy?
Did Matchless do epoxy?
What?
Somebody redesigned the outside of their amp.
Oh, you mean Phil Jameson, the guy that runs Matchless?
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, you're the only one that thinks that.
Apparently, I'm also the only one that thinks that beer tastes good.
Well,
It tastes like nutmeg and bubblegum. It does. Bazooka.
I have no argument. I am going to drink it because
you should.
This is what we do.
You also shotgunned half of it earlier.
That's true. It exploded into my face in the garage when I tried to remove it from the refrigerator, and my immediate reaction was to just imbibe. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm in college again." I'm just kidding. I only went to community college.
I thought you were about to say you got your GED.
Well, I did, but I also went to community college. That's another joke that I use all the time that I'm sure my parents love, which is I've been to high school and college. I didn't graduate from either.
Right. You turned out okay.
That hi-fi thing is pretty sick with high gain, too.
Oh, let's hear that. Yeah. It's like crispy, but not in an unpleasant way.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Even on the neck pickup, which is, it's pretty low output, but still.
Well, it being low output has a lot to do with that clarity.
Honestly, I like it better on the neck.
Yeah.
That sounds really gnarly.
Yeah. Middle position's out of phase. It's pretty sick.
It's pretty cool, man.
There's no wrong way to use this amp.
It's a cool guitar. I mean,
except for at church,
it's not like it's just the amp. You're also playing a pretty...
This guitar is pretty immaculate, too.
I was just going to say, it's a pretty unusual pickup combination.
I actually, Justin Luce, another Dallas guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got one of these, too. I stole the idea from him. His has, the Coke bottle.
Is he playing that out on the road with Hardy?
Not anymore. He's not. He's playing a Charvel and a Veritas.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But his has a what's in the Gretsch? The Filtertron. He's got a Filtertron in his bridge. And I was like, I'm gonna copy him, but not. So I did the exact same thing and then put a P90 here. Originally, I'd put a Fralin in, and then
Tele pickup. A Fralin.
No, they have P90s.
A Fralin P90.
Yeah.
And then I switched it out last year for a Ron Ellis P90, and this thing absolutely rips. It's whole different ball game from the Fralin.
It's hella hot. It is considerably hotter than that neck pickup.
Yeah, it definitely. The neck pickup reads at 3.6.
Okay.
But it's the original neck pickup too.
Yeah.
The guitar's from 59.
Bit of degradation there.
Yeah.
So did somebody work this over? Or did you just find it and kind of throw some different electronics in it?
So funny enough, I bought it from Rumble Seat Music when they were still in New York when I was in college. Bought it for $400. And then when I worked at a guitar shop,
freaking good deal.
Dude, great deal for this. Are you kidding me? Well, the reason they sold it to me for $400, it actually had a neck crack and it was repaired really badly. So the neck is a little twisted.
Character.
It's pretty sick. It's still original Brazilian rosewood, which is dope. And then the intonation problems we kind of fixed them in the frets. I had it refretted, and they're actually different fret heights.
Those look like jumbos, though.
Yeah. I forgot
each
the guy,
fretter's a different height.
Yeah,
like
they're
planed,
all
like plecked or something.
Mm-hmm. It's all just to accommodate because the neck was repaired so poorly. Like you can even see it at the nut where you're just like, why is it crooked?
Is that a chrome nut?
Aluminum.
Is it cronut?
Cronut. Dude, that's the most hipster thing you've said all night.
It all comes back to food, man.
It all comes
Look
back
at
to
me.
food.
I should have had more than one taco.
Dude, I used to put like Pelican foam behind the nut and then decided one day that the Pelican foam was dumb. And now it sounds better. So...
Foam is a cool thing to use sometimes as an all-the-time thing. It's not for me.
Well, it just... Because this rings out so much. Right. And it actually picks it up down here because it doesn't kill it at all through the metal.
Fair.
So I didn't like it originally, but now I kind of like it. It's got character. So yeah, we fixed the intonation problems in the frets. And then,
Does it give you like out-of-tune overtones though?
No,
because sometimes
I
one of my
only use this
guitars
guitar
does.
for slide.
Oh, okay.
It lives in open C, and so most of the time I'm blocking with my index behind the slide. So it's usually pretty.
Fair
It's
enough.
pretty on point. And then since it lives so low, I've got 12s and flat wounds on it actually.
Flats for
Notice that,
slide.
yeah.
Flats for no slide noise. Not as much, right?
What strings are you using?
NYXLs.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no truss rod in the neck.
Chromes, NYXL chromes.
No, not just chromes, not NYXLs.
But
Sorry.
say NYXL are definitely round wound.
Yeah, those are all
nickel
round.
strings.
No, I'm
Dude,
just using chromes. You're right.
I just discovered
Dario.
that they make classical guitar strings, and I had to do a classical track the other day.
Yeah.
And I had not played classical.
That's
guitar
what's on this
in
guy.
years, so I had to go get new ones.
Well,
They're
something
great.
D'Arte.
D'Arte, like, yeah, they're great. That's it. Yeah, that's the brand.
Yeah.
The black and red
D'Addario classic.
Yeah,
something
but the NYXL version of that,
Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
they sound so good. Because that's my
guitar does
go-to
not
is the
sound
D'Arte or whatever their normal, kind of like tan package one is.
Right.
It looks like there's like a label right out of the 70s is what
Right.
it looks like.
It looks
Right.
sick.
It does. It looks cool. It looks.
But I saw that and I was like,
It's like
I'll
cream.
spend $15 on these.
Yep.
And they sound awesome. It was well
Yep.
worth it.
hell
Totally
yeah.
worth it.
My I never use my nylon string. The strings are.
They're probably 30 years old.
No, not that old. The guitar is not even half that old, so
Wow.
that seems implausible.
What if you took the strings off another guitar and put it on there?
I mean, it's possible. It's
But
implausible.
It's implausible. We
Thank you for
definitely-
posing that question, Gideon.
Hey,
this is why
look.
this is why we keep you around.
This is why I'm on the pod.
That's true. We needed somebody to come here and ask the
dumbass
hard
questions.
questions. Somebody's got to ask the tough questions.
on this computer.
Someone's
Hey, man.
gonna do it.
Do not spit beer on my computer. It's got enough issues.
Aren't you glad you bought a Mac?
Yeah, man. Thanks for talking me into that. You and all the other assholes in this world.
Did you buy an M1 or what?
I just bought an M1.
he did.
I'm super stoked. I
I'm
haven't
pretty
gotten it
stoked on
yet.
it.
It's in
I got
transit.
one a few months ago.
You like it so
Yeah.
far?
I like it.
How is your third-party app compatibility?
It takes a lot of work to get it all dialed.
Rosetta?
But once it's dialed, no, you can still do whatever the new one
Okay.
is.
Rosetta Stone.
Once it's all dialed, it's pretty
Greek.
amazing.
Yeah, it took me a day to get it all
Parlez-vous
dialed.
I said Rosetta Stone, and then I said Parlez-vous français?
Parlez-vous français?
Français? Excuse me.
You got to get really straight.
Me and Pat Bubert, I don't remember why, we were getting food on the road somewhere, and the word fresh came up, and we started saying it with a French accent, saying fresh, fresh. Oh, it was because we were talking about Subway. It's Subway in Canada, in French Canada.
Eat fresh.
It's eat fresh, but it's if you're from Texas and you were to read it verbatim, it says manges fries. Eat fresh. It's like, oh, eat fresh. Fresh. Fresh.
I like that. I like that. that's
manges fries, man.
Manges fries.
That's cool. So, what's the stuff in the trailer?
Stuff in the trailer.
What are you playing on the road with Morgan?
On the road with Morgan. Right now, I've got a Benson Monarch. It's a 15-watt pretty much like a Tweed Deluxe blended with a Supro.
Made out of the skin of baby lambs.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I've got that out with me. And then the pedal board's still as massive as ever. If your followers follow me.
How many timelines on there? 3, 4?
Not enough. Actually, none, actually.
I know.
Just an El Cap. And a tonal recall. And a DD5.
A DD5?
Reverse mode only. Hot take, right?
I have a DD6. It's slap only, except for sometimes it changes itself.
Because it's on the fritz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
Thought about looking for a different quality of slap, but I like the way it sounds. So, and it's such a cheap pedal. I'm just gonna get another one.
Yeah, you might. They're like $100.
3, 5, 6, 7. I don't care. I mean, 3. But
go get a DD2.
2. I've not even seen a 2.
The 2 I found. There's one on Reverb right now for like $200, but it's like the slapback delay. That's what James Burton and Brad Paisley use.
The DD6 sounds real good.
And it's probably cheaper.
It's 100. It's not 100% cheaper. It's not $0.
It's probably 50% cheaper.
I'm about to say it's probably 65% cheaper.
Yeah, you probably find one for $85.
I was going to say 70.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
For a DD6,
get a
the
DD6.
DD6 is especially undesirable because the actual tap function on the on and off
Yeah,
pedal.
because you gotta like hold it down, right?
Yeah, you got to do that, but it's just unusable because you have to use such
force
knee grease as opposed to elbow grease to press the pedal down that to tap anything accurately, and it's real picky.
Of course it is.
No.
And it's the DD6 is before the external jack for a tap.
Did you guys ever use the Nova delay? TC Nova delay?
I didn't like it. I tried it for a month.
I had one for a while, and I still have it. I just don't use it. But it had a super interesting function on it where, I mean, it may have been less practical than a tap, but I found it interesting because you hold basically the tap button, you hold it down, and then you strummed your guitar into to the tap. Which I found to be more accurate, actually.
The Nova delay did that.
Sounds
so
like
did the flashback
problematic
delay.
on the fly.
No, so that's why I'm saying less practical. But let's say that you're in a group where there's like 3 different guitar players or something.
You could probably.
And you're not playing constantly. Yeah, and you got a part coming up. You just
it depends on if you're in a punk band or not.
Well, you could also like just pre-program, but you know.
Have y'all ever played the Providence Chrono delay?
No,
never heard of it.
It's a badass pedal, and I've always wanted to get one. Boo had one on his pedal board 11 years ago when I first met him. Sounded great. At one point, he had a cap and a Chrono on there. It's kind of a weird-looking pedal. It's got a digital display on there, but it sounds great. I'm going to get one. It's like a $200 pedal. I mean,
buy it.
It's pretty great. I need to get one of those. I also thought about looking into the Disaster Transport Junior.
Oh yeah, I looked into that for a while.
But I would use it only as a slap. It's a small footprint. It's smaller footprint than the GD6.
Than the senior.
Well, definitely.
It's smaller than the GD6.
Definitely than the regular, and the senior is 2 regular ones.
Yeah, it's like this big or something like that.
It's cool because you can like send them into each other, vice versa, and they have different sounds. It's a really cool pedal, but it's like one of those scenarios where, again, like the Night Sky or something, it's like that's a inspiration.
That's
like turn it on and find a part kind of a thing.
Yeah, dude. My buddy Brett was showing me the J Rocket delay pedal.
Which one?
The newest one.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I don't know the price point on it, but it was basically their take on a Memory Man, and there's a switch on it that you can turn off the modulation, and it sounds amazing.
Interesting.
So, like, if you just want to slap back with no mod, you can do that. If you want a long delay with mod,
what kind of footprint are we talking? That's important to me these days.
About yay big.
Out.
He's already out? Damn.
It's too big. For just a slap
Is
back?
it the CLOCKWORK?
Yeah, the CLOCKWORK.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that.
I think it's brand new. I don't know.
If you'll make a show note, I'll. I've not seen that. That looks really cool.
What's the price point?
Yeah, make a show note and I'll put a link.
I will. Yeah, I've been noting some of this stuff.
Appreciate that.
Looks like the price point is $400.
Whoa. Little high.
Yeah.
We should have done a Price is Right thing there.
You should have.
You really should have.
Come on down.
That's it. Shut it down.
Sorry,
Come on.
was that loud?
Come on down, you bearded fucks.
I heard it earlier. Mind you, I was playing Brett's freaking 67 SG into a 59 Tweed Deluxe.
Brett Eldridge.
Sounds good, though.
Brett Moore. Do you know Brett Moore? Plays guitar for the
I know
Wild
who you're talking
Feathers.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. Great player.
I know who they are, but I don't know him.
Very underrated. I feel like more people need to know about Brett Moore. Phenomenal tone.
You know who more people need to know about? Me.
True. That's why you have the pod.
That's true, man.
That's why you have the pod.
Off to a bad start.
You're a bad motherfucker, Ryan.
The ego just went.
No, this is my excuse to drink beer and hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
We're
Suck
friends?
COVID.
Well, you're an employee, technically.
Wait, he's getting paid.
Touche, sir.
This is bullshit.
you can hardly call it paid.
Yeah, it's heavy quotations.
You pay him in beer, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
mostly.
And delicious food.
And food.
And
we did have
tiny
tacos
bit of
tonight.
money.
We did have tacos tonight.
I can't believe I forgot to make the pie.
Yeah, you were supposed to make a chocolate pie, and you did not do it.
I will see that you get some. I'll make it tomorrow.
Wow.
We're doing another podcast tomorrow, and I'm going to make sure.
What time?
7.
7? I won't be here.
He's going to put it on your grave. That's when
Probably.
you'll get it.
No, we got bus call tomorrow.
That's presuming that I outlive you, which is likely.
Okay, Ron Swanson. God bless.
That's likely.
Jesus Christ.
I like steak. I prepared steak. You ate some.
I had some steak. It was great. It was great.
Shout out to Porter Road for supplying tonight's meat supply.
Hit us up about that sponsorship.
No, seriously, though. Do that.
Dear Lord, please.
Actually do that. If you're in Nashville and you don't buy your meat from Porter Road, you are severely messing up.
It sucks to go to Porter Road. Do you have to make an appointment or make it? If you want something.
What do you mean? I rolled up there like 3 weeks ago. I was like, I need a pork butt.
What
and
did
they were like, sure, how much? And I was like, give me the 7-pounder. And they were like, sure, here you go.
Are they
Have
letting
a
people
nice day.
inside again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I went as recently as like 4 months ago, and they were not.
They were like, oh no, I went like a month and a half ago. And
okay, well,
I bought a bunch of stuff. I just walked in.
when you couldn't go inside, it was a nightmare.
Oh, I believe that because you can't select your own meat. You gotta look at it.
No. Well, you certainly can't, but you can't even call. I called on like a Thursday morning. I was like, "Hey, can I come get a brisket and 2 racks of ribs?" And they're like, "Okay, that'll be $6,000. We'll have it ready for you in 4 hours." I'm like, "That doesn't work for me. I'm not
Like
ready to.
$6,000?
I can't start cooking." I mean, it wasn't $6,000, but I'm saying it was a really high price point. But this local Hendersonville Produce, it's like a regional produce supply store, and they have a freezer, and their freezer is stocked by a couple of regional farms and Porter Road. So I get pork tenderloins. I can get dry aged chili grind. I can get dry aged ground beef.
I cannot get that in Bellevue.
I can get great stuff, man.
Bellevue's too white, man.
Well,
Too many old people.
Can't possibly be whiter or older than Hendersonville, but
Fair enough.
But how close are you to like that strip of Nolensville Pike that's just amazing Mexican markets?
Incredibly far away.
yeah, that's
Really?
the other side of town.
I mean, it's like
Okay.
45.
He's
minutes.
west. That's east.
I don't know the south or west side
So
of
that's
town.
he's like west, kind of south, and
No, I'm just straight west.
I mean Bellevue's kind of south of downtown.
It's like right off 40.
It's definitely mostly west, and then Nolensville is like southeast.
Yeah. Nolensville
Towards the airport.
off 24.
He's towards Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Other side of town.
I was thinking that because I used to teach lessons out by the airport, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
And-
I'm the opposite.
Okay.
It takes me like 30 minutes to get to the airport.
Man, I'm trying to think of like there's some good food in Bellevue, I feel. No. Have you been to Voodoo Gumbo?
I do love that place. That place does slap.
I'm a big fan of that spot.
Voodoo Gumbo is
It's one of the
amazing.
cheaper ones, but I think it's the best of the Cajun style foods.
It is. They also, hot take, they have the best beignets in town.
Ooh, dude, I haven't tried the beignets.
Have you guys
Beignets were
seen
hitting.
the chef show on Netflix?
Which one?
The chef show.
Chef's Table?
No, it's called The
It's
Chef
called
Show.
The Chef
with
Show?
John.
Oh, shit. No, I
John
haven't seen
Favreau and Roy Choi.
that. No, I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, you got to watch that. There's an episode where they make beignets with the mix from
Café du Monde.
Yeah. And then they make it and they finish it, and then they cut back and they're like, okay, so we got to redo this because we couldn't figure out what was going on. Like it wasn't working out right, and then they figured out that the mix had expired 3 years prior.
Right.
So it didn't rise.
That's
or
a really
do any
good show.
stuff. It's a great show.
I need to watch that. Good to know.
First of all,
There's 2 seasons.
if you like films, it's John Favreau. He does everything that everyone loves,
You're right.
from Swingers to Avengers.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. You're
And
right.
the chef movie, it's him and John Leguizamo, and it's he's a chef fed up with the working for somebody, so he starts his own food truck, and then they made a show.
Roy Choi is in the film as well, right?
Yeah, but John Leguizamo is a little more famous.
Sure, of
That's
course.
why that was the reference.
Well, so okay, I meant because Roy Choi is.
Yeah. So
The listeners do not know is a co-host.
Well, what I was going to get to is he got with Roy Choi, and he wanted all of the cooking filmed in the movie to be legit him making this stuff
Him
and
making the
and
food.
doing it well, and so
like that.
everything in the movie is legit, and so basically the show is them making the stuff from the movie and so much more. They
that.
cook with Wolfgang Puck and Nancy
Pelosi?
Kerrigan?
Nancy Overstreet or whatever from what's called Bakery and
Oh,
Yep, I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. I
Yeah.
can't remember her name either.
I can't either. She got a full blown restaurant, but
she's killing
a
it.
bunch of chefs that
A bunch of
everybody
chefs,
knows.
yeah.
Did you say Nancy Wilson?
I said Nancy Pelosi is a
Oh,
joke.
okay.
Didn't land. Can you imagine Nancy
You said
Pelosi
Kerrigan.
doing
You
this
guys
shit?
were
That's
both.
right.
We're all very impressed.
Yeah. A bunch of Nancys out here.
I'm still going through all of them.
You are listening to the Gear and Beer Podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by Bobby Jam's Kitchen. Want to take your home cooking to the next level? Need new recipe ideas or meal inspiration? Like, follow, and subscribe to Bobby Jam's Kitchen on YouTube and Instagram at Bobby Jam's Kitchen. Cook your food and eat it.
With your
Okay,
nine-
quick note about the tour board. I've always wanted a Nobles, like one of the OG ones. I found one on Craigslist.
You're speaking of the ODR one,
the ODR one, yeah,
but
the Overdrive,
an original ODR one,
the original, the one with
not the
the ones that are way too freaking expensive.
not the newer ones that sound really good. Also,
They sound good, but I don't know. That's just me. If I'm gonna get into something, I just go and find the nerdiest and the best. Quote
no,
unquote.
I understand, but that's like a whole pursuit. That's like a
whole pursuit.
It's a lifestyle, honestly.
It really is. It really is.
Because not only is it finding it, it's then finding a good deal on
And finding a
one
good
and playing the
deal.
market, etc.,
Yeah.
and really learning how to search for it, which I know you're good at, and all the different facets.
I did find a good deal.
Of course you
I
did.
found a great deal.
Why? There's no
So-
reason to buy something for a bad deal these
Correct.
days.
I 1000% agree. So I found one on Craigslist for $350. Pretty high, but it was an old silver one that was rehoused by somebody.
Butler?
Butler, yeah,
It was Butler.
yeah. It was Justin. Justin did it.
Mine's rehoused by Butler.
Nice.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast, Justin Butler, phenomenal guitar player.
Shout out to Through Tone Effects.
Amen.
You guys have really good radio voice.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's because I've been drinking beer.
We used to work morning drive back in Heath, Texas.
Incredible radio face.
I wish I was on the radio.
Dude, I've got the best radio face in the business, bro.
With that beard, can't beat it.
Hey, man. If I have to go on TV, I just
He just pulls it up over the.
You should do the promo like that.
You're right. Oh, yeah, we need to make sure and do that. The thumbnail.
Yeah, I got to do the thumbnail.
Be demonstrative.
So I got this one. I paid the guy. It was like $350. No, it was $300. I talked him down to $300. Great deal. Tried it, liked it, sounded good. And in my reverb feed, because I've been looking for a few months, one popped up the next day for $350, and it was the silver one, but it was the Plus Anniversary Edition. They didn't release very many of them, but the Plus Anniversary Edition has a little tiny switch on the top of the pedal that basically just takes your gain and cranks it.
Interesting.
Right. So I sold the other one that I got.
Just like putting it in a whole different stage. You still have a functional knob.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So yeah, I sold the other one. Got the new one in. Jed Hughes sold it to me, actually.
I want to ask you. You could tell me off camera how much you sold the other one for.
I'll tell you later.
That's what I'm saying. Off camera.
So I sold that one. I took the new one I got from Jed to XTS. XTS took it, rehoused it into a big green box. Took the little tiny toggle switch and turned it into a foot switch.
Oh.
And
2 pedals.
So it's pretty much, it's 2 gain pedals in one, but it's still the original Nobles. It's still the original circuit, but it wasn't $1,000.
So let me ask you this. One can't be used independently from the other, though.
Yeah, the Nobles has to be on.
Okay, so then it's gain and boost. It's not
essentially
2 separate gains.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
like it's on.
That's still very usable.
So usable, especially like when I take slide solos. The Nobles for me is just on pretty much the whole time.
Do you have any control over the switch, or you just get what you get?
It's a fixed amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
No dip switches on the inside. Okay.
But it's so tasty.
It's just
like you click it on, you're
done
like, oh,
right.
It still sounds good. Like there's nothing
and you
wrong
play
with
it, and especially paired with your George Benson.
My George Benson Monarch. Yeah. It's literally. I'm just like, yeah. And like on my board, I have it running into a clone. And
which one?
I don't know. I found it on eBay.
One of those one-offs where you're just like, oh, $24. Let's try it.
Actually, this one was like $200.
Oh.
But what's funny about it is they like really went to all measures to copy the exact layout of the old ones. So like to the point to where they have the original like horse logo and it says Centaur trademark. Like very lawsuit level. The inside is gooped. The whole thing. It's hysterical. It sounds amazing. Truly.
The gooping thing is...
I don't know why. I don't really care.
I mean, I know why. Because they don't want you to see what they did.
But I looked at the inside of a real one.
They don't want you to be able to source those parts, because if you can look at them, you can source them.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
But
I got it from China, so I'm just like...
I'm about to say, you said you paid, what, $200 for it?
Yeah.
You can find those all day. That's not expensive for... That is a very reasonable price for any guitar pedal.
I bought 2.
Well, fair enough.
In case the other one goes down and I'm just out on the road somewhere.
I have played very few real clones or clones that I like.
I don't mind. I like the low mid thing. I really do.
Everyone that I've played doesn't. It's got like a clanky high mid thing.
The high thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've played 1 real silver and 2 real golds.
Yeah.
There's
no difference.
The one gold that I kind of liked was Into a Clubman, and it was a new Clubman. It wasn't a Samson.
Hot take.
It sounded good.
They sounded the exact same, didn't they?
But a real one, the other 2 were into a C30, and
just wasn't it?
No. I just see.
Well, keep in mind that they were designed to get twins to break up.
I was just about to say, I have a theory, and that's that all these vintage pedals were not designed to be paired with a Class A circuit like a Matchless or any that kind of thing. So you need more versatile pedals, or just like things that are more modern builds.
Yep.
Tube Screamers into that? No.
Doesn't work.
Absolutely not. Clones into that? No.
Doesn't work.
It's adding more of the frequencies that are already make the amp desirable.
Yep.
So it's just overblown. It's just clanky and it's shrieky and
it's too much.
Ice picky.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
Crispies.
Wait, so what would you throw into that?
The full drive to version 2, the toggle, not the push pull, not the MOSFET.
Yep.
Sounds amazing. From what I understand, that's like Love Somebody Like You era Keith Urban is full drive 2 version 2 into a C30. But
that was my favorite Keith Urban era.
I loved everything through
because he was rocking that with like a
2011.
P90 or something the whole time.
Dude, I mean, he did all kind of shit.
He's awesome.
I mean, he's got like hundreds of fucking guitars.
He's got literally everything.
I was about to say hundreds of millions of dollars of guitars. That's probably not true.
You remember that picture that you sent me of his warehouse that he's standing in front of? And it's like, you know, like the racks at Home Depot that go out like to the ceiling, right? Oh, yeah. It's that with amps. And it takes up like maybe the half of an aisle at Home Depot. So it's probably like 150 amps.
It's not hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's millions.
Half of those are Dumbles.
Right.
He owns half of the world's Dumbles.
He probably does, dude. No, he sold his recently.
Did he really?
Yeah, 2 years ago, I think. They were sitting
Did he sell it to buy that Pagani?
Probably.
That thing is
you see
bad
that thing around town?
No,
it is bad.
I've not seen it around town, but I saw it on Jay Leno's garage.
I saw it the other day, and I was like, oh, shit, that's Keith Urban. That's a baguette. Dang, son.
Oh, Keith Urban driving around a $5 million car.
Literally. Oh, my. He's got a Bugatti, too. Did you know that?
Yes.
That's definitely Nicole money. There's no way that's his money.
You're probably right.
I'm just saying.
Although, I think he'd do pretty good.
He does pretty good. Yeah. I think Nicole does better.
I think she has done better. I don't think she does anything.
No, I don't think she did anything.
She just sits back and snaps necks and cashes checks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Neck snapping, check, cashing, ass. That's what she is. That's what she's about. Tell me a little more about your road board. We kind of got lost in the
we kind of did a little bit
in the deep waters there.
Nothing crazy going on. I'm not doing too much.
Well, you said it was huge, so I'd like a little elaboration
I'll
as
just
to what's on there.
run you through the signal path.
Everything that Walrus Audio makes.
Real quick. Actually, only one Walrus pedal right now.
Which one?
It's the Julianna.
I knew. Oh, Julianna?
Yeah.
It's a play on the Julia?
It is. Basically, all they did was upgrade it. It's like the V3 or something.
I need to get that small footprint monument.
Yes, I do have one of those. I just I sent one back to have it like EQ match with my other one because I love my other one so much. But I wanted the small footprint, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll just match the parts." I'm like, "Oh, sick!" Yes.
I love that pedal. That's what I have on my board. But I would love it to be smaller.
It's sneaky good as a boost. Turn the depth all the way down and use the volume.
That MXR stereo chorus is great like that too. And
it's the same thing.
And is it?
Essentially, yeah. It's essentially what it does. It's great.
Well, but that has a bass and treble control for the preamp.
Oh, fair. Yeah, fair.
It doesn't work either, and you know what? It can't be fixed because it's fucking gooped.
It's gooped. Rest in peace. All right, quick signal path. I actually won wireless into my board.
Which one?
Or wireless from my guitar into the board.
What wireless?
Sure, ULX, I think, something like that. It's Morgan's. I don't know what it is.
Copy.
But
yeah, it goes into the EUNA, which is a big fancy buffer that 29 pedals makes. The EUNA,
it's just a buffer, just a line level main color buffer.
Yeah, it's a buffer. Well, it has, depending on the venue and depending on power, it has 3 little switches on it.
Some filters or something?
They're all boosts. So there's a bass, a highs, and then a bass, a treble, and a harmonics.
It's just adding back what the power's taking away, kind of a thing.
Basically.
Interesting. That's very cool.
It's pretty sick. There's also
make a note. What's it called?
The EUNA.
Can you
EUNA.
make a note for that?
EUNA.
EUNA.
29 pedals.
29 pedals makes it. My buddy Jesse Honig makes it.
I've never heard of that, but that sounds amazing, and I would love to put a link in.
Yeah. Drop a link
and just to check it out for
it's
myself.
Sick. The other beauty of it
very cool
is there's an alt insert, he calls it. You know, fuzzes don't do well with buffers.
I didn't know that because I don't use very many fuzzes.
Fuzzes impede like a lot of load onto your signal, which the buffers remove. Oh. So
the load is the characteristic that you want to make it down
You want like the fuzz is bearing a load on your signal. That's why it gets so punchy, right?
Interesting.
Or saggy. So there's an alt insert, and basically what it does is when you turn the buffer off, it then runs your signal through this tiny. The cable's like that long in between the two jacks, and that's where you insert your fuzz pedal. So the fuzz pedals are always on. So your fuzz pedal's always on, right? And if your buffer is on, you don't hear the fuzz. If you click the buffer off, it puts the fuzz in chain. It bypasses the buffer.
Very specific, but
it's very specific, but it allows the fuzz to do what it does best.
I'm about to say, it sounds like very interestingly useful.
It's very useful. I use it all the time. So that's where my fuzz sits on my board.
Have you ever heard about that thing?
No.
That's crazy.
It's pretty sick.
I don't like you and I were talking about earlier. I don't use fuzz.
I don't either. Probably
but the Petty John rail.
Petty John's cool.
We listen to. I love.
Dude, the rail
I don't think
is cool.
I've heard anything that Petty John has done that I hated, and I certainly have liked the vast majority of everything I've heard.
Yeah.
The edge
I
and
love
the
my
rail
chime.
is what we were talking about earlier.
The chime is the one that I have.
The chime is the one.
It's super
that one.
They
punchy,
just posted
man.
that it's their best
or it
seller.
can be. It can do a lot of things, but the way I run it, it's like a punchy low. It's my lowest gain overdrive.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to look this up. 29 pedals, EUNA, EUNA.
EUNA.
Okay. Is it just 29 pedals or spelled out 29?
29.
Okay.
Or unbelievable audio. Technically, it's like both.
Okay.
But yeah, Jesse's the man.
And this is Ari Honig's company.
Jesse Honig.
Oh, okay.
Jesse used
Ari's
to work.
brother?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Jesse used to work at Telefunken and at Manly.
That was a jazz drummer joke.
Damn it, I missed out.
You didn't miss anything. I mean, Ari Honig's amazing. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
He used to work at Telefunken and Manly. He's a genius. There's a few videos on YouTube where he explains it a lot better than I just did.
Sure.
And it's
so this
awesome.
is his own company that he started after
it's his
leaving
own thing.
Manly and Telefunken.
Yep.
And his jobs were just general engineering.
Engineering and building. Yeah.
Okay.
Product development.
That's pretty cool.
He's pretty tight. He's a good dude.
That's dope, man.
So yeah, I've got those, and then it goes into the Union Lab, which is a LA3 technically compressor. I only use it for slide. Otherwise I don't really like compressors on guitars, at least on the pedal board. I'll do it in post.
Would you mind noting that as well?
Say it one more time, please. Union Lab.
Union Tube and Transistor is the company. They're a Canadian company, and it's called the Lab.
It kind of looks like the broadcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Lab.
Mm-hmm. LAB.
Okay. Union, the Lab.
So Union
Tube
Company
and,
Lab pedal name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Copy.
Yeah. Pretty sick.
Union Lab sounds like a name of a pedal company.
It's pretty sick, and they're pretty bare bones. Like
that's cool though, because that's the kind of thing that I'm into. Because I'm weird about compression, especially in a live setting, and you almost don't even need it with the matchless. But for a little bit, for some slide,
to get some sustain,
cool man. Probably
it works.
Cool.
It gets the job done.
I gotta say, one of my favorite things about Petty John that they put out is, or just the concept is like studio grade gear in a pedal format. But part of it is not just the level of the gear, it's the functionality of the gear.
Yeah.
If you look at their compressor, they have like multiple ratio switching. Like they do things that you would do when you use something in a studio, right? So the compressors work that way, the drives work that way. It's all like very, very practical. But I was also going to say that's one of the things that I like about the HX Stomp. We've been talking about that recently, like how, like live, I think it kind of doesn't sound great, but in studio stuff, like this situation, you were saying that your 330 actually sounded great through it. I thought the Dan Electro sounded great through it. And I have a compressor at the very beginning of that chain. It's the only thing that I keep on in that signal chain consistently. And because I can make it a 4-to-1 ratio and then use a mix knob on it and just dial it back. But there's like 10 kinds of compressors.
Oh, mix, so like to make it sound like parallel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's extremely subtle,
I think that's
extremely effective.
I figured out that's how I have to have unadulterated fundamental mixed in order to like compression, because it's just like I want to use it for sustain. I mean, it's one thing if like in post, if I'm looking for a color.
I think
or
otherwise
whatever.
it's an effect.
Totally.
Right? Like, but that can be cool. I have
Exactly.
the Fairfield Accountant. I don't know if you played with that one.
I have.
But it
he has.
is extremely colorful in terms as far as compressors
Welcome
go.
back to Gear and Beer with pedal czar Gideon Boley.
.org.
Of course you know it. But that thing is cool as hell. But like I tried it at the front of my board for an extended period, and it just like was too much.
Do it.
Yeah, it's too. Well, I mean, it's cool as hell. It just doesn't do it for an always on pedal.
Yeah, so like what you're talking about, or anything with a mix knob, is cool. The Callies sound good because they have that. Mm-hmm. But like anything that's just like the Greer fish press or whatever, it's like
Just squashes it.
You're turning it on and it is doing something very distinct. It is totally an effect and not a tool.
I don't like the Dynacomp, man. I've never been able to find a setting on
Not
a
a fan.
Dynacomp that I like.
It only works if you're trying to reenact a Dynacomp recording.
Yep.
It's too extreme.
Or like the boss compression. Like if you're trying to play some like late '80s country guitar, like that boss compressor, that's that sound.
Which is a cool sound.
It is, but
fair.
but again, it's just like you said. It is 100% an effect, and it's not compression. It's a compression style effect.
And I think a lot of people are like, it's interesting because like some people are like never compression. I'm not saying that you are, but like for example, Sean Tubbs.
I'm very uncompression.
Was that way? I've heard you say that.
I'm pretty not about it unless
Yeah.
I'm playing a slide something.
I was very much against an always on compression until I was able to use a mix adjustable, ratio adjustable. There's like, I mean,
you can dial it in on the HX.
yeah, you can really dial it in.
Throw a note in there, and I'll put a link to
Drop a link.
whatever. Oh, did you already?
I'll name some of the compressors.
No, I'm saying, did you already put a link to the one that he's talking about?
The Union?
The Union.
Oh, absolutely. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I couldn't remember if I asked you to.
Oh, you know what? I actually didn't make the link yet.
Okay, sweet. I've had a lot of this Bazooka Joe Nutmeg beer, so.
Fuck
He's
off.
Anyways,
finish this pedal chain, and then I have a few questions.
we'll rip through it. All right, real fast.
You don't have to go fast.
Out of the
You're welcome
Union
to.
into the Nobles.
Uh-huh.
The Nobles.
The anniversary Johnny with the Switch.
Yeah, with the extra boost. The Nobles into my Chinese clone. Sounds great. Into I've got a Schnobeltone volume pedal. It's a VP Junior with the Polytune. That's where my tuner is. Out of the unit that it goes into. I actually have an original VB2 that's in its own.
What's that?
The Boss Vibrato.
Oh, yeah.
One of the 80s.
Uh-huh. 3 knob joints.
Yep. Got one of those. It's in its own little, what is that called? Circuit, I guess.
Its own loop.
Yeah, its own loop for clock noise. So I've got a little XTS looper that's got that in its thing. Out of that, it goes into...
Send me a picture of this so that I can put it in the
Yeah,
podcast.
I'll take a photo.
That would be helpful. I can't write this fast.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'll send you a photo. It's
Okay.
pretty cool. Out of the VB2, it goes to the Julianna, which is the
walrus.
the walrus
Which is,
audio.
I will make a note about that. That's,
Yeah.
by the way, super duper interesting that you can
I'm
just
a fan.
hit them up and be like, hey, I like the sound of the big pedal, but in the...
I did that for the Monument, actually, for the tremolo.
Oh, so you were saying... But I thought you were saying the Julianna was the same thing. Smaller footprint. Or are you just saying that's the V3 of...
The Julianna is like the V3 or V4
Okay.
of the Julia.
Gotcha.
The Julianna is like stereo in and out, and it has a tap tempo switch on it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, I like to keep the... there's a blend knob that goes from dry to chorus or vibrato. I keep it at noon, so on chorus, and I leave the rate all the way down. And that's my chorus setting. But I can tap real quick on the tap tempo. All of a sudden, I'm in vibrato land. Like really fast, like rotary type thing.
Yeah,
and that's where and then I can either bend down real quick, adjust the knob, or just do that on the rate, and I'm back to chorus.
That's
It's pretty
useful
great.
too, man.
So it's like having 2 in 1 essentially.
What an ergonomic setup you seem to have.
All smarts over here, all brain. It's big brain time.
Welcome back to Gear and Beer with All Smarts, Gideon Boley.
.org.
Welcome back to All Smarts with Gideon Boley.
.org.
Geary and Beery.
I think we found it.
Let's see here. Out of that, it goes into the DD5, which lives on reverse. Pretty slow, actually, and it sits underneath the signal. It's pretty nice. Out of that, into the tonal recall. The red knob one, not the blue knob. There's a big difference.
Okay. I've seen them. I've not ever used one.
The red knob is, it's got two of those MN 3000 Chase Bliss.
Oh, Chase. Yeah.
It's got two of those MN like chips that everyone goes after, the 3008s or 3005s or something, whatever. But it's got 1100s.
My Tahoe's a 2007.
Your Tahoe's 2007?
Yep.
Finally. Some serial numbers that
Beat
matter.
that.
I can't.
Beat that, America.
Can't do it.
Beat that, America.
Let's see here. Tonal recall into the L cap, and then to the Flint. And then, I have a tone bone switcher that has
Shout out to Radio.
the radio
Canadian
thing.
company.
Yeah, I only use one side of it right now because I don't have 2 amps out with me. But it does have. There's a boost on the right side of it. That's
You should get a
amazing.
George Benson Monarch and complement with your Benson and Hedges Monarch.
Yes. Yeah. Let's do that.
Shout out.
Sorry. Say the name of the radial pedal.
Tone
again.
bone.
Tone bone.
Yeah. It's just an amp switcher.
It's an amp switcher.
Those have been around for a while.
Long time.
Yeah,
Okay,
they got a bunch of stuff.
I love
head
everything
bone,
they make,
tone
man.
bone. Yeah,
All the
I've got
bones.
their
I got this Pro 48 right here.
What's the-
great DI?
What's the one that used to step up to an amp when you're the opposite of a DI?
The load box?
There's a load box or the reamp box.
Reamp. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have the black reamp,
Yeah.
and it is the shit.
Those are great.
And it is a tank.
Yeah, they don't break.
They're
I feel like I could chuck it like out a window.
Their
and it'd be
Jensen
fine.
Transformer, the J48, or what's the
Sounds great on
and they
acoustic.
got a double one. Yeah, they sound great on bass. They sound great on acoustic. They sound great on keyboards.
Yep.
Shout out to Radial, great
Radial,
stuff.
good shit.
I will gladly link Radial in the show notes.
Might as
Dude,
well.
I think people sleep on how badass Radial is at building the non-sexy gear.
They do a great job. Them and Laley do a great job of doing all that kind of stuff. The only drawback to both of them, but mostly Radial's footprint for that kind of stuff can be pretty significant.
Also, the way they power stuff is kind of annoying.
I haven't
Like-
used anything I would throw on a board, so I don't know.
The tone bone takes 15 volts, so you have to use a wall wart,
Freaking Canadians.
which I'm just like, come on.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Like it'll run on 12 or 18. Actually, it won't run on 12. It'll run on 18, but it'll slowly kill the pedal over time,
Burn it up.
Oh,
which is not that worth it. Like
Yeah.
it might be worth it to just kill the pedal. It'll take like 3 years to kill it, 3 or 4 years.
I don't
And then just buy another one because they're like $150.
I don't advocate for that though.
I don't either because I don't know, but I also don't want to keep buying like wall warts at power supplies.
That's really annoying, but you just have to, especially if it's on your tour board, you just kind of got to bulk it up a little bit and
Pretty
get
much.
it set up and loom it and blah 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 and just do all the stuff and just go. I mean,
just leave it.
You're 98% of the way there. Just
Yep.
yeah, it lives
pretty
in
much what I've done.
It lives in the trailer, and that's all there is to it.
Yep.
Deer and beer.
Play me some "Look at These Questions Up" songs. Why are you looking at me questioning?
Wait for the questions.
Yeah, but why? There we go. My first question for you, Gideon, is Metallica or Megadeth?
Metallica.
Care to elaborate or just move on?
I spent more time with Metallica growing up. Also, I just really dove back into. Did you see that they had a bunch of artists cover?
I saw that. I did not listen to it.
There's like 54 songs.
Oh.
They had a bunch of people cover songs off the Black record.
Any of it good?
Half of them are amazing. The other half are meh. Stapleton's version is pretty freaking great.
What did he do?
Nothing Else Matters, I think.
Oh man, I want to hear him do like Battery or something.
That would have been amazing.
But like,
there's some good ones on there.
A two-beat bluegrass.
Well, now I gotta look.
Picking on Metallica.
Oh my gosh!
Have you guys heard those records? The Picking On records?
Yeah.
The Picking On ZZ Top one's pretty awesome.
Weezer did Enter Sandman, that was pretty killer.
Weird.
Royal Blood did Sad But True. You know that was heavy. It is heavy. I've listened to it.
What's that one huge song that I know of theirs?
Enter Sandman, probably.
Not Metallica, dummy.
Oh. Of
Royal Blood, yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Dummy.
I know plenty of songs
Robert,
by Metallica.
we do not call the guests dummies.
We do when he asks dummy questions.
Dummy-ass questions.
Stapleton did do Nothing Else Matters. It's really good.
Okay. I will either provide a link to that or not. Seek it out at your own risk. I will check it out since you said that it is good. I will at the very least listen to Chris Stapleton sing Metallica.
Yes. There's a few on there that are worth listening to. Some of them are not good.
Jazz or metal?
Jazz. Easy.
Okay. Stranded. No, I'm sorry. Do you have more to say?
No, I have nothing to say about that. Just jazz.
Stranded. Well, actually, I have a question.
Okay.
About that question.
A question about that question.
You said to move on, but I have a question. When I say jazz, what's jazz to you?
Anything but Bitches Brew. I hate that record. Everyone loves that record. I hate that record.
I used to hate that record until I got it.
I don't get it.
I didn't for years.
There's a lot of Coltrane stuff I still don't get, where I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, I think, for me anyway, it's with Coltrane and Wayne Shorter, it became less about getting it and more about them just pushing their own personal boundaries.
I think I like where Wayne Shorter went better.
See,
Dude, Wayne
I don't
Shorter's
really like either.
Later group, man, I absolutely love it. With John Petitucci and who's playing keys in that group?
I will say you guys are jazz heads. I'm not.
Well, I love your
box.
answer though, as a jazz head.
Yeah.
But I agree with you about Bitches Brew, man. I don't hate
like
the record, but like I don't get it.
I don't like John McLaughlin.
Hot take. I don't like John McLaughlin. That's not a hot take, dog.
Let me rephrase that. I think he's a great guitar player. I don't particularly enjoy his music, and a lot of it sounds just like Bitches Brew.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't think I even like hearing him play guitar.
I wasn't just gonna.
I mean, like, I'm not going to deny his.
I wasn't going to run him over.
I'm not going to deny his ingenuity in the genre, nor his compositions with Mahavishnu, because that shit is incredible in terms of like as a kid, like a kid who just discovered weed. Those records were pretty amazing to hear. But I saw him live, and I was like, oh, shit, the myth is busted for me, man. That was not good.
I will say, when I listen to jazz, I usually gravitate towards Bill Evans.
Okay.
And more...
so you like a 60s
Monks.
60s vibe. Yeah. Late 50s, 60s jazz?
Or big band, too. Count Basie.
Count who?
Basie, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's late, okay?
No.
I haven't had enough beer.
Oh, well...
We can fix that. We'll get one later.
I'm just laughing at Rob's face.
Do you need a beer?
Excuse me? No, I'm good. Let's go.
Hey, let's bring.
We can continue this and
let's bring this home.
I bet Lyndon will get a beer while I ask you
Security!
questions. Stranded or solid core cables?
I don't know what you mean by that, to be honest.
So, instrument. We can just move on, but instrument cables are either a solid core, which people claim has greater tonal characteristics.
I think I'm more solid core.
Or stranded. Here's the problem. Almost nobody makes solid core anymore because they break a lot. It's one solid core, so bend it wrong and be damned. Stranded has way more flexibility and durability, and that is what even...
Oh, stranded being like multiple in the one thing? Stranded.
That's
what these are, and I love these.
It's the only real solution for any kind of a working scenario.
I think you're right. Stranded. That's what the runway stuff is, and I love them. They're great.
Tacos or pizza?
Tacos. Easy.
I agree, but I love pizza.
I do love pizza, but
never
tacos,
eat it, but I love it.
Tacos will always be.
I know I look like I eat a lot of it, but I don't eat it very often.
It's mostly tacos.
I want a compilation of your answers, Robert, to see how consistent you are.
Okay.
Done. Sign it up.
I'll go ahead and let you edit that one together. Live or session?
Ooh. Right now, in my current state, after last year, or not gigging for a year and a half, I'm more of a live player. I've been doing sessions like for the whole last year and a half, and I love doing them. Still do them, but I get my heart right now is like get me in front of some people.
And obviously, there's not a real choice you have to make, but it's just
right.
It's a question that I'm asking.
Yes, I think live right now.
Single coil or other?
I don't own any humbuckers.
Interesting.
Can that speak for itself? For now.
Sure, but I'll have to ask, is that...
I forget about them. I forget about humbuckers. I've always been a telly guy, so single coils.
Have you ever played like good humbuckers, though?
Oh, yeah. I played a bunch today. I love them. I want them. I just haven't acquired them yet, I guess.
Well, so you said I don't own any, so that does answer your question. But it actually doesn't.
Well, fair.
Because it tells me that you don't know anything about them because you don't have any.
No, I was at my buddy's house. He's got a few.
Old no frame of reference ass.
Old dude, literally me. He's got a few vintage Gibsons that have the original PAFs. And they sound amazing. It's really good.
I love a really good low output PAF design.
I agree. I do like those.
Non-wax potted humbucker.
Yep. I do like that.
The sound. I mean,
it's
the telly pickup of humbuckers.
I agree. They're bright and they're not muddy at all.
You can get that like punchy humbucker thing out of them with a tone knob.
Yep.
But like you can also get every bit of Telecaster, even like kind of almost Jazz Mastery or P90. Maybe not quite. Not quite
P90. They're not.
It's not punchy enough.
Yeah. But. Or grindy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a whole thickness with two C's.
Yeah. Needs more C's.
Yeah, no doubt. Volume pedal before or after gain? I think I already know the answer to this.
After.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ran down your board and I knew that, but it's still on there, so I asked.
No, volume after. I like the way that gain swells into reverb.
And the answer to this next question I already know, so I'm not even going to ask it. So this is a question that isn't necessarily applicable to you, but we'll get your take nonetheless. And that is going to be a question about bass guitar, and which the question is, jazz or precision?
P-bass. Easy.
Why is it easy?
The jazz bass is there's too much going on. What
does that mean?
It's too bright, mostly too punchy. And for most of the gigs I'm on, the P-bass needs to be more rounded out.
Okay.
To me.
Well, I just have to say
I'm with you
that a jazz bass has a lot of things. It has two pickups. They are blendable, and there's a tone knob, and they're all very useful in a quality instrument. You can't get P-bass like growl from a neck pickup of a jazz bass, but you can approach P-bass with a neck pickup.
You could, yes.
It's a little less functional in a live scenario, but as a bass owner, and I have both kinds, jazz and precision.
Is the jazz bass a 5-string?
Yeah.
Ouch. Jazz.
You know, people get upset that my bass can play more bass notes. I don't understand that. It seems useful to me, but that's a very old man get off my lawn. By God, a bass guitar only got 4 strings on it. You got 5 on there. You can go and get the hell out of here. I hope you and your whole family dies.
I agree. That's dumb, man. I think there's just like
I like the sound of a P bass.
I was gonna say there's just
Me
a
too,
quality,
but it's not for everything.
but dude, I think there's just a quality. Yeah, maybe the J bass approaches it, but the P bass just has a quality to it that's like undeniable, a woodiness in the sound of like even some of the worst of them. Like for some reason, that design.
I love my P bass.
I'm not trying to. I particularly
so you admit that
love
you're a
your
P bass
P-bass.
guy.
I'm not trying to take away from P bass, but it's a less versatile instrument in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't do every kind of gig.
I would, dude.
with a
I
P-bass.
absolutely.
You can do
but
every
that wasn't
kind of
the
gig
question.
with a jazz bass.
That wasn't the question.
Well, I know, but then everybody.
We're getting off the track.
But everybody dropped trowel on Cleveland Steamer on jazz basses, so I'm here to get their back because there's
I don't think
a more
that we
versatile
did.
instrument.
I will say our bass player takes out.
No,
plays
it
a
stinks in
jazz-
here because you guys have been shitting on jazz basses.
He takes a jazz bass out and he plays it on 2 songs, and every time I'm just like, oh, I want the P back.
Well,
I miss it.
that could be him. That could be.
It could
not,
be. Yeah.
That could be.
It could be a multitude of things.
Here's what it is. I really doubt that he's walking over to his amp and changing his settings for the jazz bass. So it's already cutting and boosting the wrong frequencies because they're 2 very different instruments.
Yeah, fair.
So you can't really compare because if he's playing the P bass 89% of the set,
He does.
then that's what that amp is. That's what he's sound checking with. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I'll put it like this: the jazz bass may be more versatile, but I like the P bass 80% of the time. You know what I'm saying? For whatever we're talking about, like you throw the gamut of styles at me, I like the P bass 80% of the time.
Well,
I know you just asked Gideon and not me, but I just
No. Your opinion's important, or we wouldn't give you a microphone.
Well,
Why do you think we've paid you for
discussed
this show?
Well, and
we discussed this.
First of all, we didn't give you a microphone. You own that microphone.
Right.
You set it up.
shit.
You brought your own ball, and you're welcome to take it and go home. I don't want you to do that. I'm just saying it's your decision to make.
I said that in the voice of the lady from what is it? The Whites, Wild and Wonderful Whites.
Oh,
they took her baby. In the
Wild
Taco
and
Bell
Wonderful
drive-thru
World
line.
of the Whites of West Virginia. Let's finish these questions up. We got aged tobacco to set on fire.
Amen, brother.
Volume pedal or knob?
I use both.
That's not the question.
Shit. Volume pedal.
Okay.
I think volume pedal. Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you for brief answers. We're going to get you out of here because
Brief
you've been here
answers.
forever.
Yep.
Brief answers. Got it.
Favorite pedal?
Oh man. Flint.
Okay. I'm going to
Flint.
say it's a useless question, but it's the question I'm asking.
No, Flint. Desert
Favorite venue?
Island. Favorite venue. I like Joe's Live in Rosemont.
I love that place.
Wow. Okay.
It's an interesting selection, but it's a good
no,
place.
it's a great place.
Yeah. I like that place.
I used to live in Chicago, so
Yeah, I like that venue a
I
lot.
played at both Joe's and both Bub Cities, and I love all of them.
Yeah.
But the Rosemont locations are definitely more technologically
Yeah, they're just better.
efficient.
very well built.
Yep.
Sinks into the
Also, amazing catering.
yeah.
Well, it's just the food from Bub City.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
great.
yeah.
Shout out to
delicious.
Bub City.
Bub City.
Shout out to Four Roses Bub City Barrel.
Dude.
Man.
You ain't lying.
They had a
That's
Four
a good
Roses and a Rosemont. Rosemead or Rosemont?
No, Rosemont.
Rosemont.
It's the town.
They had 2 different barrels and they combined them, and now it's called River Rose.
River Rose.
huh.
They combine the names. I think it's still one particular barrel pick from Four Roses.
Yeah.
But they call it River Rose now, whereas before they had
They
River
wanted
North and Rosemont, and now they have River
Dude.
Rose.
People
Tight.
sleep on Four Roses.
I know. I got to get some of that.
It's delicious. I don't
Small
even
batch
know.
there, too. I
real
missed
good.
out.
Just the small batch, yeah.
All right, Gideon, I have 4 remaining questions, and then we're going to get you out of here.
Set the tobacco on fire.
Name for me 3 desert island records.
Whoa. Vince Guaraldi, Charlie Brown, Christmas record.
Wow.
Okay.
I can listen to that
I
record
respect
year long.
that.
I love that record.
You love what you love, and that you're so sure about it. I love even
Christmas
more.
Time Is Here is my
Yeah, it's a
favorite
banger.
Christmas song.
It's an absolute banger.
It's a masterpiece.
Certifiable banger.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Life of Pablo. Kanye.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I like that.
Interesting.
I like it. What was the one right before that? Everybody said was better, but I liked Life of Pablo better.
I think Life of Pablo was the better. Yes.
But there was one right before that everybody was like, no, bro, it's this one.
Oh, Yeezus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeezus was good. Life of Pablo was better. Oh, man. There's too many records out
You got
there.
one more. It doesn't matter. You can pick a different 3 records the next time I ask you.
Yeah, fair.
Pick a third one.
Let's do, because it's been on the brain recently, the My New Moon by Amos Lee.
Okay.
Produced by Tony Berg. Blake Mills played all over it.
I don't know anything about this.
Magical record. It's amazing.
My New Moon?
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely link that Amos Lee record.
Yeah, I got you.
It's a great record, truly.
Desert Island instrument or piece of gear?
Telecaster and a deluxe reverb.
PCB or a Tone Master?
Tone Master.
Real amp or digital bullshit?
Real amp. Give me the tubes.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Professional accomplishment that you are most proud of. I'd like to know what yours is.
I did get to play pedal steel on a Sam Hunt song that went #1.
Pretty cool. Was
Pretty
that
cool.
that was the LaCourte?
Yeah, the
Jam?
He dragged me in on that. That was last year, I think.
That's nice of him.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Okay, so Gideon, we've reached the final question. This question is called, I named it because,
It's the final question.
Well, that and I was going to make a time usage joke, but whatever.
Oh, sorry.
So this question is called The King's Court.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to ask you to pick one. Albert, BB, Freddie, or X.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Should call
Albert,
this Court of the Queens
Freddie,
and Kings.
BV or X?
That would be King's X.
Yeah, King's X.
I'm just a dog, man.
Gut reaction was Albert.
It's the correct one.
Yeah, baby.
There's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer. I think the gut was just, I liked his tone a lot more. BB had like the classic, what was that live record? That was his big live record.
The big one was Live at the Regal.
Live at the Regal.
I don't like that one as much as I like Live at Cook County Jail.
Yeah, Live at Cook County was so good.
That is a swank machine.
That is a swinging record.
Ever since the day we met.
Which is the sample, right?
Yeah. It's been on that Primitive Radio Gods thing, and John Mayer sampled that line, and
which we were just talking about that album.
Yeah, and the Everything's
Search for
Nowhere, Search for Everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
and other stuff too. Is that the Primitive
so
Radio
good.
Gods thing is the one that strikes a chord with me as a young, very young person.
Yeah. Albert's playing to me was just otherworldly. It's different tunings and just,
He invented Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, literally.
man, it's pretty stark.
Yeah.
I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan is definitely his own voice, and anybody that wants to say that he's just, but so many
I just
people
didn't know that influence until I found out about it.
Well, but so many people are like, those people, the internet people probably that are just like, oh no, man, Stevie Ray Vaughan is stealing everything out of it. No. It's like, shut up.
How does anybody do anything?
I mean,
You learn it from
it's
somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like, find me another musician that doesn't have an influence, you jackass.
Dude, that's got to be like show merch. Put that on a T-shirt and sell that.
What did I even just say?
Show me another guitar player who doesn't have an influence.
Fortunately,
you
it's
jackass.
recorded.
That's a pretty good idea, and I'll have like
I would wear that shirt.
Very like typical cartoon concert goers. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to say this episode of Gear and Beer has been brought to you by Gideon Boley.
Amen. .org.
You want to shout out you're still doing the bourbon coffee thing?
No, not anymore. Thanks,
enough.
COVID.
You got anything
Rest
you want
in
to
peace.
tell us what you're doing? What's the Hot Ones thing that I do? Oh yeah. So nothing else to do but roll out the red carpet for you, Gideon. So look into this camera and only this camera because it's the only one focused at you, and tell us what you've got going on in your life.
What I've got going on right now, you can follow me on the internets.
I will provide that link for sure.
At Gideon Boley across all platforms. Look at me go, including Venmo. Just kidding.
Shoot him some money. For his birthday.
For my birthday. Catch me on the road. I'm out with Morgan Evans for the rest of the year. We're on the Brett Eldridge tour. We'll be doing that till November, and then we'll be hitting the road
what
again.
you're telling me is you'll be gone till November. You'll be gone till November.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll be out with him, and then we'll be doing some stuff next year as well. And then, that's about it.
Okay, well, hit this man up. Look him up on the on all the platforms, but especially the IG. He's got a bunch of delightful guitar content on there, presumably also on YouTube, but I didn't really look at that.
No, I should fix that.
Yeah, you probably should. You could probably just cross-post.
Yeah, I might just do that.
As a matter of fact, if you're real smart, you would use your Instagram to drive your traffic there because you stand to make some actual coin from views, which you will most certainly get. So
correct.
Just cut me in on that, and we'll call it a day. Lyndon McCarty, twisting and tweaking, the pride of Heath, Texas, Mr. Gideon Boley. Until next time on Gear and Beer Podcast, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, turn on the notifications, like, comment. If you have anything to say about if I'm wrong, I want you to let me know in the comments. It probably happened, and definitely let us know about how wrong Lyndon was about all of his stuff on the comments, and definitely let us know how you feel about Gideon's shorts in the comments. Until next time, until another episode of Gear and Beer.
Thank you for listening to the Gear and Beer Podcast. Make sure and subscribe and turn on notifications for our channels, and if you haven't already, follow our Instagram and YouTube channels. We truly appreciate your support and ask that you please tell anyone you know whom you think might be interested in our podcast about gear and beer to help us grow and continue bringing in great guests from around the industry and beyond. Thanks again, and until the next episode.